is there a way that you can combine the intelligence and creativity of AI, which we already know it has, without its downsides? Everyone knows AI lies sometimes. Everyone knows AI makes mistakes. Well, what I'm going to be discussing today is a platform that builds reliable AI agents built for scale. I'm Caleb Sakala, and I'm the CTO of Chase Agents. That's the platform we're going to be discussing today. I'm going to talk about what exactly Chase Agents is, why it's different. We're going to build an automation inside of Chase Agents. We're going to talk about security and privacy and all of the likes. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. And we're going to start there from reliable AI agents built for scale. So since 2022, AI has exploded. In the business world, it's been put everywhere. It's been slapped sometimes onto use cases where it shouldn't be. And what Chase Agents is trying to answer is this question of, so is there a way that we can combine the intelligence of large language models with the reliability of code in a way that is understandable to everyone and provides a framework for you to know how much value that you're getting out of using artificial intelligence? And this is what Chase Agents is. And the inside of the platform will actually look somewhat familiar to what people see today. It looks like a chat platform. Now, the heart of the platform is here, the connections marketplace. It's from here that you can connect various services to Chase Agents, services that you use in your daily life to create powerful automation. So for example, you can connect Gmail to Chase Agents. So you could create an automation that uses Gmail. And you're going to see an example of something like this in a second. You can connect GitHub, and there's 120 services by default to pick from. And if even those aren't enough, you can add a custom connection via the protocol of your choice, API or MCP. If you're already knowledgeable about what that is. But let's just say, for example, I want to build an automation that will fetch the latest story from Hacker News, rewrite the story, and then post it on my Twitter. And the assumption of this sentence is that I have previously connected Hacker News to Chase Agents. I've previously, like if I come here, I've previously connected Hacker News to Chase Agents. I've previously connected Twitter to Chase Agents. And that means that if I go back to this workflow, which I just started, then I can see in this stage, the model is trying to learn how to do this task. This is what we call the training phase. So in the training phase, a model is taking my instruction and trying to learn how to do it correctly. And in this stage, I will chat with it back and forth to say, this is the correct way to do this, is not the correct way to do this. And in this stage, it's going to be trying to do it correctly. It's going to be trying to post to Twitter. So if here it says post a rewritten story to Twitter, and if I click in fact, if I go to my actual Twitter account, which I have loaded just in case, I should actually see a post there. That's how I know that it's been successful. So I'm going to reload the page just so that I can see the post there. There we go. We can see we have a new post there. Gentoo Linux lightning fast performance meets ultimate customization. Compile your own destiny. And of course, this is maybe quite a whimsical tweet, but again, it's something that I built in less than a second. And now it's asking me to test it. It's saying, is this something that you would be happy with? And I'm going to test it. I'm going to click on the test button. And when I click on the test button, this is going to run the deterministic version of this. So this version you saw, an AI model was trying to bump around and learn how to do it correctly. And now this version is saying, this is how it's going to run all the time. So when I've run test passed, and when I've run it and it says test passed, let me just click on here again. And I refresh, I should see another tweet from the second test that I've done. So the first time the model was trying to learn how to do it, and the second time this is from me. So when the internet shuts down, Briar keeps you connected. This privacy-focused apps, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi mesh networks to bypass censorship. Now, the cool thing about this is that I can not just create these workflows, but I can save them and run them on a schedule. In fact, what we'll find here is that the automation itself even suggested a schedule. And we'll see this in a clearer way in a second. But I can also look into the steps that the automation does. It fetches the latest story from Hacker News, it extracts the story title, it uses AI to rewrite the story into an engaging Twitter post, and it posts it to Twitter. And if I come over here to my automations, I will be able to see automations that I've built in the past. We can see our auto post latest HN story to Twitter is here. And it's got some metrics, like for example, the total cost that this has costed me so far. I get this ability to get not just value from its ability to automate this task for me, but I get a framework with which I can measure how much ROI I'm getting. I can measure how much this is costing me on a monthly basis or on a daily basis or however long I want it to be. And I can also measure how much time it would take me to do such a thing. So for example, in this other automation, it saved me 1 hour in total, right? And I can see when it's next going to run. It's running in 2 days. I can see when it last run, and I can see that the total cost of it has been close to zero. And with automations inside of Chase Agents, they will generally be close to zero because you are not using AI for absolutely everything. You create these deterministic execution steps that can be created by AI and then be executed without AI. And what that means is that you get reliability and you get cost effectiveness. And so essentially there are 5 things that are different about Chase Agents. And the first of which is something which we've discussed at length. It's this reliability, in that in most AI automation platforms, you just tell an AI model to do everything and it will sometimes do it right, it will sometimes do it wrong, and it's kind of a guessing game, which time is right and which time is wrong. But inside of Chase Agents, AI is used for building and adaptation, but execution is deterministic. And that means that the model is able to save these sequences of actions that it takes to achieve a goal so that they can be reliably replayed later on. And what this means for you is that your investment into AI will look a lot like your investment into software development, in that there will be a big cost at the start, comparably big compared to the rest of it, because after your solution is developed, running it is predictable. And like I showed in Chase Agents, it's very close to zero depending on which specific tools you're using. If you're using tools that interact with artificial intelligence, of course the third-party provider is going to charge you for it. But the automation run itself is not going to have any cost inherently. So if you have something that's connecting to free APIs like Gmail and GitHub, running an automation costs you nothing. Building complex workflows that interact with various different services costs you nothing once it is built. And then there's measurability, in that you can know how much it costs. Let's say it does cost you something. How do you know how much it cost? How do you know this same workflow that I took to build this Hacker News story? I can see from Chase Agents it cost me $0.08. Chase Agents offers a way that you can quantify the value that you are getting out of an investment into artificial intelligence. So it allows you to adopt artificial intelligence. It provides this way that you can develop these solutions, but it also provides a way for you to measure the value that they offer to you in terms of how much it costs to build, in terms of how much it costs to run, in terms of the time value that it's giving you. And then there's the flexibility, because Chase Agents allows you to control which AI models you're using for your tasks. You can switch between free models for managing simple workflows or powerful models for managing complex tasks. You can connect to various services. You can connect to, as I said, 120 business services by default, and if that isn't enough for you, you can even connect your own. And then there's understandability. And to do this, I actually want to show this. I actually want to go to my Hacker News automation, and I actually just want to give it a new schedule that's going to run right now. So this is 6:26. I'm going to make it run at 6:27. So this automation is going to run right now. And I want to show what it looks like when an automation runs. Because in a lot of platforms, when an automation runs, you'll just kind of know that it ran. How do you know what ran? Maybe you're going to see some logs. How exactly do you understand what that looks like? Especially if you're not technical. But inside of Chase Agents, automation runs are conversational, and that means that you can talk to an automation run. If something went wrong, debugging it is as simple as asking what went wrong. And I'm going to pause for the next minute so that I give it the time to run. Oh, it's actually ran already. Okay, so it should be running now. Because I saw the chart moving, so I knew that it's running. Let's just refresh the page to get the latest chat. So we can see scheduled run, auto post latest HN story to Twitter. And this is what it looks like when an automation runs. It's run like this. I don't see any messages. I don't see any AI messages. It's just a single deterministic execution. And if I go to my Twitter, what this looks like is I should see a new post. And if I go to my Twitter, I can see a new post. AWS launches European sovereign cloud. EU data stays in EU hands with full local control. I cleared my previous post because I was retaking this and people were seeing it. So I can see that there is a new post that's been made by this automation. And when I look at this automation, I can ask something like, what did this automation do? And an AI model is able to respond to me about how it did. And if I had an issue with the automation, if I wanted it to be changed, if I wanted a specific thing to be changed, I could ask the model to edit it within this very specific chat. And I can tell it said the exact post that I posted. It says it posted to Twitter. It told me exactly what the automation did, and that's the understandability. In that it's easy to debug, it's conversational, but there's also privacy in that you're in control of your data. So, for example, data is encrypted on our side, Chase agents, with multiple layers of encryption for keys. The LLMs themselves never see sensitive data. And the system itself only accesses sensitive data right before it's about to be used. So, for example, if you are connecting to Hacker News, or if you are connecting to Twitter or something, it's only going to access it right before that specific connection needs to be used. We allow full deletions on the chat level. So, for example, I could actually just delete this chat right now, and it's actually going to be fully permanently deleted, both from here, from the UI, and from our system. But also, we allow deletion in terms of automated deletion of step outputs. And what that means is, I think I have this as an example, and there is a setting in Chase Agents where you can allow the platform to automatically destroy any outputs that pass through it. So what that means is that if I'm fetching something from GitHub and later on I don't want my GitHub data to be stored inside of Chase Agents, even for debugging, then I can set that setting, which is in the automation section. And what Chase Agents will do is that it will delete any data coming into Chase Agents from external systems. So your external system is here, data comes to Chase Agents, it passes through Chase Agents, passes through whatever transformations need to happen. Once it's sent out to whichever system you want or wherever you wanted it to be, once it's done, then Chase Agents will clear all the data that came from external systems and replace it with this ephemeral data deleted, data destroyed for security, ephemeral chat setting. And then that specific setting that's being referenced is this setting here. So if I go into edit and I go into properties on an automation, I can turn on this setting ephemeral chats, to automatically delete any data that comes into the system. And so it's those 5 things essentially. It's reliability, measurability, understandability, and privacy that I think make Chase Agents the platform to build reliable AI agents built for scale. Thank you for watching. See you on Chase Agents.